you feeling there, Mac?
Good enough to fuck your mother!
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Cartman!
What's up, everybody? I'm back. Hi, I hope everyone has been having a great time while I've been gone. Let's see. I have been gone now for a few months, so I'm back. So that's exciting. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and being here tonight. I'm kind of nervous. Hello, right? Yeah. I'm joined by Radar, who I just met today. By the way, hello, Radar.
Hi, Minx. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm cold, but good.
Yeah. Why are you cold?
It's 10 below out.
Ew, gross. Why?
I don't know, because I'm dumb and I live where it's cold and gross.
Why is it 10 below, though? That just seems excessive.
It was 16 below this morning when I went to work, so it's warmed up.
It's gotten to -10. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, shut up, Joe. I'm not the new chick. No, it's good to be back. It's good to, nice to meet you. And then, like I was telling you earlier, I come back and there's all these new people, within the organization. And I'm like, who the fuck? What's happening? I just was like, oh yeah, Radar's with you. I'm like, who's that? He's like, the new kid. Okay, yes, and?
I'm super new, though. This is only my second show, so.
Oh, very nice.
It's not like I've been here since, September, and you didn't know I was here.
This is true. No, okay, so where have I been? I took a little vacation. I took a little leave of absence, if you will. But I'm back. I just, I'd gotten into a new relationship, and things have progressed with that, and I needed to spend time with him. So let's see. We bought a house, so that's exciting. I'm an adult now. I no longer rent a house, so this is exciting. I mean, I guess technically we rent from the bank, right? But
yeah, but the bank's not a bad landlord. They kind of let you do what you want.
That is very true. Hi, Bailey. No, not FMLA. No, I just wanted to take a break, but I'm back. And oh my God, I have to I've missed this. So much has happened. And I had no way of I had no outlet to be like, oh my God, fucking that Alexandria Ocelot hooker just gets on my damn nerves. Everything that she says and does. Mostly because I don't know if she is just a complete and total moron or if she's actually a fucking genius. And hear me out on this. She got her entire district to vote for her. Somehow. Even though she's a fucking retard. And I don't even want to call her that because that's degrading people who have mental retardation. So, what's more retarded than retarded? Because that's her. She's in her own subcategory.
But she's also, she got a degree from somewhere. Allegedly in economics, even though she's doesn't have a clue.
She's a double major.
But
in economics and what was it? Foreign policy. And she knows jack shit about both of them.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't know a thing. But, I mean, in all reality, there's been there's been elections where dead people have got elected, so it doesn't take a whole lot of brains to do that.
This is true. This is true. You are quite right. Which is, funny, I think. Like, we would rather elect someone who's dead. Or that one town in that one state, which I fucking forget who elected a dog to be the mayor.
God, if they would have elected a dog over this chick, we'd probably be ahead.
Right? It would have been fine. Like, and then people would be like, oh, look, how cute is the first dog elected to Congress. And then at the same time, it'd be like, this is where our society has gone. Like, this is where we've come to.
Right.
Right? Like, the founding fathers would be so proud.
The dog would be okay with guns and stuff, though.
Right? And John Green makes an excellent point in Facebook Live. He says, college doesn't necessarily mean smart. Yes, no, you are correct. I fully agree with that. Ugh.
I went to college, and I'm half stupid and three-quarters retarded, so I agree with him 100%.
Right? But yeah, no, so much has just happened. Oh God. Like I was, hold on, I thought I was going to sneeze. Like I thought I was going to be broadcasting last week or the week before. Well, last week was State of the Union, right? Or was it the week before?
I think that was 2 weeks ago. Was State of the Union.
I was supposed to get back, like, sometime this month. Like, I thought it was going to be earlier this month, but, having moved and everything, all my shit had to get set up. And on top of that, I got a whole new system setup thing. I'm only running on one machine now, and it's like super high speed. I don't know. A lot of nerdy configurations going on in there. It's red, is about the extent that I've got from it. But I've got like 3 monitors now, like coming at me from all angles. So I really all the software had to get like re-downloaded on my computer, and I don't know how to do any of that.
Don't feel bad one bit, because I had to recruit help to get anything better than a computer from like the early 90s.
Right.
That's still that hearing aid beige, and it's horrible.
Right. It's got that 16-bit color block scheme.
It has Facebook and Oregon Trail on it, and that's about as far as it got.
So, but oh god, it was great. But anyway, so my favorite or non-favorite, if you could say, old man who is a socialist, but he owns 3 houses and he owns a lot of cars, but he's a socialist.
He's got that really ballin' Audi R8.
Right?
That thing's awesome.
And it's red and it's gorgeous, and it's just like, I thought you were a socialist.
Well,
why do you have that? But no.
Stalin had a car, so
I mean,
he's
not
good.
an Audi.
No, but was there even Audis back then, though? I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I could
probably
look it
weren't.
up, but I don't want to. Because, like, okay, so I got brand new everything, which includes, like, a brand new keyboard. And anytime I type, it goes clickety click, 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 click. And, oh, sorry, I got corrected. It's a mechanical keyboard. Clickety click, 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 click. So I can't type anything. Otherwise, you guys are going to be like, good God, why is a brontosaurus stalking there? Sorry. And I type really heavy as it is, so it wouldn't be good. But no, Grandpa Bernie Sanders, I guess, did not recognize the beatdown he got from the DNC in the 2016 primary, and has decided to run for president again. I think in direct response to being called out during the State of the Union when President Trump was like, this is America, we will never be a socialist country, and the camera like zoomed in on Bernie. It's like, oh, calling you out, old man. But then here he is, running for president, and which is fine, whatever. He's only almost 80, so if he does make it, can he survive very long? I'm like, we might have to put like a bet on this and like play some squares on it, or something.
Yeah, I'm in for the squares.
Right? Yeah. Like, how long do you think Grandpa Bernie's gonna last? You know, because like you look at President Trump, who's what, 70? He doesn't look his age at all. And I don't know if it's, you know, due to plastic surgery or thank you again over there in the peanut gallery. Or, you know, the fact that he's got a smoking hot wife and a shit ton of money. But, you know, he looks good. Bernie over here is looking like he's about to fall apart, like in the middle of a hot day. You know, like it looks like his skin is just melting off of him. But so he's coming out, and the thing that I don't understand is that a lot of the people in I hate to like group myself with them, in my generation, right? Us younger folks, and like even the ones who are like, you know, 18 to in 20s, they're like, we want someone who understands us and who knows our struggles, blah blah blah, right? We want someone we can relate to. Nothing relates to them more than a 77-year-old socialist. Am I right? He knows what you young people are going through.
They just want the free college. They just want the free college.
And I think you hit the nail on the head with that, is that they see that word free. And that's all they fixate on. And so they're like, oh, you're free college. So obviously, like, it's free and we don't have to worry about anyone getting paid because it's free, right? And that's not how this works, like, at all. Like, someone's going to have to pay the professor. Someone's going to have to pay, you know, the janitor to clean up the school, because I guarantee you none of you people are going to clean it up yourselves. Like, you know, how are you going to get books? Someone has to pay for those.
I really, really wish that they would change it from free to taxpayer funded, because that's exactly what it means. Mm-hmm. There's nothing free about it.
No. And then they're like, oh, well, you know, they do it over in like Sweden and Denmark or fucking whatever. It's just like, but do you understand how much they get taxed? Like, and how much they're able to actually bring home? It's not a lot. And so, is it really working? I don't think so. What about that woman, Huda Mathu? What? Oh, the hooker from Alabama, right? Is that who he's talking about? Because there were two. I'm seeing two people, who, like, in the news, one from like Alabama and one from the UK, who fucking like joined ISIS, and then now years later, after they've popped out a couple kids, they're like, you should let us back. No, like, you can go suck a dick. Like, you can suck all the dicks, but you're not coming back. Like, no.
Maybe that's why they want to come home, because they're not getting any over there. All the they're watching the goats get laid, but they're not getting nothing.
Well, we don't know that. What if they're made to like mate with donkeys?
I've seen that show in Tijuana one time.
See, I've never actually seen it in person. I've heard stories, and like, I'm sure it would be one of those things where I'm like, I'm disgusted, but I really can't stop watching like what is going on right now. But you know,
it's like a car accident. You really, really just have to watch it.
Right? Oh my god. Speaking of car accident, have you seen Abducted in Plain Sight?
What? What is this? I need to hear about this.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Abducted in Plain Sight is a documentary on Netflix that deals with this chick named Jan, who got kidnapped twice by the same pedophile.
Twice by the same dude?
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. So basically, what had happened is that this family that has 3 daughters befriended a different family who had, I think, 2 sons or whatever. But anyways, the dad of the family with the boys is a pedophile, and apparently became super, super attracted to this 12-year-old girl from family A. Okay, so family A gets really close to family B, and the dad from family B starts a sexual relationship with the dad and the mom of family A in order to get to the 12-year-old girl. I can't make this up.
No, it's way too crazy to make up. It's just, that's a really crazy game of the long con. It's weird.
Oh my! But it gets worse because so he kidnaps her, right? Like after a few months or whatever, of getting super close to this family, the pedophile kidnaps the 12-year-old. Right? He says he's going to take her horseback riding or like go to the stables or whatnot. And the mom is like, okay, sure, because I guess this happens a lot or whatever. And so the pedophile drugs the 12-year-old. Next thing she knows, she's in a fucking RV and she's hearing this tape of aliens, right? Talking to her and being like, oh, there's a mission for you, blah, 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 but you can't tell anyone, otherwise your family's going to get hurt, right? And so, basically he takes her down to Mexico, marries her because the age of consent in Mexico back in that time was 12, which is how old she is. And so her parents, though, this is what really, this is 9 minutes into the, documentary, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Her parents waited almost a week before notifying the authorities that that their daughter was missing.
But was that a common, you said the families were close.
They were close, but
not for
so their daughter was supposed to be home that night.
Okay.
Right? He wasn't supposed to keep her overnight. And so they were just like, oh, yeah, sure, she'll be back by dinner, blah, 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 whatever. And then a week later, they're like, where's our kid? This is weird. And so they're like, maybe we should call the cops now. And so call the cops. They finally track him down. They have to get the FBI involved. Finally track him down in Mexico, discover they're married. And by the time they get back, back up to Idaho, right? Bumfuck Idaho and some Mormon cult fucking community. They do a rape exam on her, find out she hasn't been, her hymen was still there. So they're like, oh, she hasn't had sex. Meanwhile, the entire time they were down in Mexico, he was penetrating her, but just enough to where he was somewhat inside and able to ejaculate inside of her, but didn't break her hymen. So I guess medically she's still a virgin.
Or was he just not big enough?
Either one, right? Maybe he just micro penis. We don't know.
Yep.
We don't know. But yeah, so the Mormon church sends this pedophile to a rehab place in California, but it's not a legit place. It's I guess it was a friend of the pedophiles. And so, right, exactly, Jason, just a tip. And so what had happened is he comes back from this rehab facility, right? And he has specific instructions from the dude that he was seeing, getting therapy from, that in order to overcome his pedophilia, he had to sleep in their daughter's bed multiple times a week.
Well, I mean, he's just sleeping with his wife, so it should be fine, right?
This married, though, to, like, an adult.
Yeah, but it's one of those crazy Mormon sects where they can have 300 sister wives and... God. I have one wife, and I wouldn't want, like, 12 of them.
Are you sure we're a lot of fun?
Yeah, but y'all are fun, but y'all get expensive, and then you, like, want stuff.
We
and
do.
Then,
yeah, that's true.
Like, I could... No.
But, yeah.
Especially a 12-year-old.
Right? This dude did it. But, yeah, oh, God. So, that's, like, the entire time... like, I'm watching this documentary, like, I'm just like, what's happening right now? And, like, I guess the pedophile went up to the dad, like, this girl, and, like, they went for a drive or whatever, and this is how their sexual relationship started. The pedophile told the dad, like, oh, God, my wife is being such a bitch, like, she's not putting out, I'm really sexually frustrated. And then I guess he whips his dick out, and he's like, could you help a friend out? And I'm like, what the fuck? And the interviewer's like, so what did you do? And the dude's like, well, and I was like, oh, no.
I've got some great friends. I've got some fantastic buddies of mine. And if we're riding in my pickup and one of them whips their dick out, we're going to have issues. We're going to have issues.
Oh, God. Like, when that happened, I was the only person in the house, and I was still like, oh, my God, no. Oh, God. It's the worst. Oh, but then there's another one. Right? Well, time for the 12 gauge. Yes, exactly. But then there was another documentary that I watched not too long ago about the Fire Festival. Hilarious. Oh my God, I was dying. But because it was this festival that was supposed to happen like somewhere in the Bahamas, but their like main star attraction in the lineup was Blink 182. Which I get it, you know. They're cool or whatever. Hold on. Hey, I need you to close the door. It's cool or whatever, but who's gonna pay $50,000 to go see Blink 182?
Whoa, it's $50,000
well,
for this
okay,
festival?
so it wasn't that much, but it was a few $1,000s to get, you know, a villa that was offered, that, you know, the plane tickets to, you know, the island, and then, you know, everything that went on for like this 3 or 4 day festival. And then they kept like coming back and being like, oh, but if you want to really boost your experience, give us more money. And like some of these people dropped $50,000 to go watch Blink 182. And it's like, if you didn't think this was a scam before, like, you deserve to have your money taken from you. Because, like, especially nowadays, like, if you're paying that much to see, again, Blink 182, like, no, like, that's Darwinism. And, like, I totally stole that from the documentary because some other dude said the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, no, I agree. This is fucking Darwinism at its absolute finest. It was amazing. And, like, they had all these, like, super privileged, like, stuck-up assholes who like are like, oh, I'm being I want to be an Instagram influencer, and like, oh, social media, I'm gonna be an influencer, and yeah, and it's like it was all about, you know, their pride and like, oh yeah, I go to this exclusive club and festival, blah blah blah. It's like, God damn, like it was hilarious watching them be like, you know, when the night came in and we were just so scared, we were stuck in these FEMA tents and our mattresses were wet, this is unacceptable. Meanwhile, I'm over on the couch dying laughing because I'm like, this, like, it's a fucking tent, like, what did you expect? And they're like, you know, we expected like these villas on the beach and blah, blah, we dropped all this money and it's unacceptable. I'm like, this is funny. But the thing about it is that as soon as the sun went down, because like while it was still daylight and everyone was getting there and like, you know, partying or whatnot during the day, Everyone was like super, it was all like this sense of like community and just how, you know, they were all like having a good time together, blah, blah, blah. As soon as the sun went down, it turned into Lord of the Flies. Like every man for himself. People were fucking slashing holes in tents and like peeing on mattresses to keep people from getting, you know, being their FEMA tent neighbors. It was the best thing I have ever seen.
Was at least an open bar? Because with my luck, I'd pay $50,000 and still got to buy my own beer.
I don't think they even had alcohol. I don't think it was open bar, but I'm not sure. They didn't really go into it. But yeah, so it's put on by, this festival was put on by Ja Rule and this other dude who I honestly don't care enough to remember his name. But yeah, so this other dude is currently serving time for fraud.
Well, did Blink 182 at least perform?
No,
did
they
at least
backed
deliver
out
on that?
like last minute because they were like, this is turning out to be the total shit show. We're not doing this. And so they backed out.
Because, if you can't keep Blink 182 happy, they were cool like 20 years ago, but...
Exactly.
I mean, God, that's just ridiculous.
Oh my God,
you know,
Joe brings up a good point. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But this dude was prepared to suck dick to get water.
Was his buddy in the truck trying to help a buddy out? I got a bottle of water.
Right? Oh my God. Fucking hilarious. I was dying. Dying. Ugh. But yeah, so that happened. It was great. But I saw another article that said like Ja Rule's thinking about doing like a fire festival too. And I'm like, God, yes. Like I need to get all the popcorn so I can like tune in and watch this. It's going to be amazing.
Are you going to save up $50,000 so you can go to this one?
Fuck no.
Get a second mortgage on that new house and you could go down there.
Right.
Or just go down to the Bahamas or whatever and just have a nice weekend or a week and not to see Blink 182.
Right? Yeah, no. I don't want to do that at all. Like you said, Blink 182 would have been fun 15 years ago when I was a teenager.
I can't think I've ever just been dying to see Blink 182.
Yeah, I haven't. I can honestly say I have never wanted to really see them. I think I think I like maybe one of their songs. Yeah, no, legit one of them. That's it.
I don't think I can name more than one or two of their songs.
Right? All the small things gets annoying. I don't really know what else they sing. The only song I like from them is Adam's song. So.
Yeah, those are like the only two that come to mind. Right, so. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh. Sorry, y'all. I've been sick like the last few days. Dude, Sunday was bad. I could not stop throwing up. I know you guys really wanted to hear that. But, whatever. So, the 2020 presidential election is shaping up, right? And so I pulled up the current 2020 Democratic Party leaderboard, if you will. Because a lot of people have come out to say, like, oh, yeah, I'm running. Okay. So, first one, Kamala Harris out of California, my home state, who quite literally sucked dick to advance her career. Fun fact. I don't know if anyone knew that. But former mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, will definitely tell you all about how she was his side piece for many years.
I just couldn't imagine looking down and seeing that face. I can't.
So she is in the running. Like I said, Grandpa Sanders is running because why wouldn't a socialist fucking run and, whatnot. And then we got Sherrod Brown, whoever that is. He's a senior senator from Ohio, has launched his Dignity of Work tour. Oh God. It sounds like the Communist Manifesto, if I've ever heard a book called that.
I gotta interrupt you here because we were talking about this a minute ago. Stefan 1 in Mixer says Hitler had an Audi.
Oh, fun. Right? But, oh, wait, no, but President Trump is supposed to be literally Hitler. I don't think he owns an Audi, though.
He probably just owns a big share of Audi.
Right? Probably. Tyler, a lot of dick sucking on tonight's episode. Yeah. True. All the dicks. Joe Biden is undeclared. Okay, his name is fucking Robert, not Beto. Beto or Beto, I don't fucking know. I don't care. Your name is Robert, and your last name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. You're Irish. Stop trying to play like you're fucking Mexican. I thought white privilege was supposed to be a thing. If it is, why the fuck is he running as though he's Mexican? Because he's not.
I thought it was Vato O'Rourke, not Beto.
No, for all I give a shit, his first name can be Puta. If he wants to really play up, I'm Mexican. I'm going to call you Puta O'Rourke.
Is he more Hispanic than Elizabeth Warren is Native American?
Shit, he might be. So
they need to do a DNA test. We need answers.
Right? That fucking hag Elizabeth Warren is running. Because why not? Oh my God. Her fucking video on Instagram. I don't know if anyone has already talked about this, but I need to fucking talk about this. Oh, I'm blurry. Wait. Oh, there we go. So that video was so awkward. When she was like, "Oh, good, there's people here. Oh, I'm gonna go grab a beer." It's like, what? Like, why didn't you have that already? I have questions. You're making me uncomfortable. But, what the fuck was she trying to accomplish? And then thanking her husband for being at the house? He lives there. Why are you thanking him?
If you were married to her, would you want to be in your own house?
No. So it's probably why she said it. She's probably like, "Oh, shit. Yeah, you are home. Son of a bitch. Well, hi. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. You want one of these brewsties?" Oh, God. Right? It's like for that scene for that one movie. Like, "Oh, hello, fellow children." It's like, what?
Oh, it's like Hillary pouring that beer during the election.
Right? Oh, God. It's like, what are you doing? Stop trying to relate to us. You can't.
The only thing that had less head in the White House was fucking Bill Clinton, I think.
No, he definitely got it from all the staffers.
Well, yeah, but that was a lot of head on that beer. I don't know. I've poured a lot of beers in my day, and I've never been that bad at it.
Right. Halfhead wants me to strike up the hookah. No, I'm not doing that. I haven't actually used it since I left Afghanistan, which was a couple of years ago, actually. Wait, no. It's 2000. Shut up. 6 years? 6 years now? That's when I was there? Yeah. 6 years. Anyways. So yeah, Elizabeth Warren is running, which I don't know how she thinks she's going to get over all these conspiracies. And by conspiracies, I mean all these facts coming out, basically her not being Cherokee And then her using her, like, hearsay of the fact that she, you know, apparently was Cherokee to advance her career. Again, if white privilege is a thing, why are all these people coming out and being like, trying not to claim it? Like, you know, if white privilege was a thing, why didn't Elizabeth Warren put on her Texas bar, like, license exam thing to practice law in the state of Texas? Why did she put American Indian and not white? Because it's not, like, you know, especially after they passed, what is it? That one thing where they have to, like, diversify everything. Oh, my God.
Affirmative action.
Ugh. Yes, that. You know, where it's almost made it easier for not white people to get a job or, like, to get into schools or to fucking, you know, advance their careers, because all they have to say is like, oh, I'm not white, and then the employers are gonna be like, oh, we need diversity, and so, oh, let's grab this not white person.
But I live in South Dakota, and there's a large Native population up here.
No wonder it was negative, like, 20 this morning.
Right?
I think we're trying to sell you to Canada.
No, that's Montana, I think.
Oh, wait, that's your state.
Not my state.
Anyway. I was looking at my boyfriend. He's across from me.
Oh, is he from Montana?
He
that's
is.
Weird. AKA Southern Canada now. So, but, you know, I know the natives here get certain privilege. You know, and it's not great, but they get health care through the BIA, and they get some money for college and scholarships and stuff. But I don't think there's actually a spot for that for affirmative action jobs, is there? I don't know. I've never been a lawyer, so
I don't know. Jack Burton, I love your idea. If we work at it, we might be able to convince a candidate to film themselves doing a keg stand. Fuck yes. Oh my God. Yes.
I would almost vote for him. I bet the Libertarian guy will do it.
I would not vote for them, but I'd probably be like, oh shit, don't break a hip. So, all right. So Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, who is the mayor of Newark.
He's the guy during the Kavanaugh hearing that did all that Spartacus, whatever this is, Sparta crap or whatever. What's that?
Yeah, no, I don't fucking know this dude. Kristen Gillibrand is an exploratory committee, whatever the fuck that is. But she announced her presidential bid on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in mid-January, vowing to, quote, fight for other people's kids as hard as I would fight for my own. Hailing from upstate New York, this hooker could play well in New Hampshire, but her brand is best by contradictions. The self-described young mom who is 52, but is a young mom, has evolved from a conservative blue dog representative to a woke liberal senator, yet still curries favor with Wall Street donors. Interesting. This hooker is a champion of the Me Too movement, which is a bullshit fucking movement. Calling out former President Bill Clinton and pushing for Al Franken to resign from the Senate. While I do agree with those things, the Me Too movement is absolute bullshit, and they take it way too far. Need I remind everyone of the bullshit Kavanaugh hearings, which wasted so much money on all these like separate allegations and an extended hearing process over fucking nothing. But not only that. So as we know, yesterday, the Navy guy in that famous VJ picture died. I forget his name. I should know it, but I forget it. Anyways, they have made a commemorative statue of this down in the South, right? And it's been there for a while. It got vandalized last night. Someone took red spray paint and spray painted #MeToo on the nurse, claiming that he was, assaulting her. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's fucking, it's bullshit. Let's see, where is it? I actually pulled it up because I got pissed about it. So the Florida statue depicting the famous VJ Day kiss photo that came to symbolize the end of World War II was hit by vandals who spray painted #MeToo on the nurse's leg. The statue, which is known as Unconditional Surrender, is located in Sarasota, was reported to be vandalized early this morning. The city quickly dispatched a crew who cleaned the statue up before lunch, all to the tune of $1,000 in damages. George Mendoza, the man featured in the statue, had died only days prior to the act of vandalism, 2 days before his 96th birthday. Ugh. In past recountings of the tale, Mendoza claimed he was inebriated when he kissed dental assistant Greta Zimmer Friedman, a Jewish girl who fled Nazi-controlled Austria in 1939, and simply did the act out of joy over the war's end. He said, "I had quite a few drinks that day, and I considered her one of the troops," he said. She was a nurse. While the kiss has traditionally been considered an endearing moment in American history, recent cultural shifts in favor of historical revisionism, so erasing history and rewriting it to fit your narrative, have led many regarding the incident as a form of sexual assault. The Sarasota police are still trying to determine who vandalized the statue and ask anyone with information to come forward. Now, Miss Greta has also been talked about this kiss that she got from this inebriated sailor, and she said she's been quoted as saying that it was one of, if not the most exhilarating moments of her life. Does not sound like she didn't consent to it at all.
Well, that's what these people don't understand is, World War II was all-encompassing. Everybody was a big part of it. It's not like now where every now and again they show a video on the news of a blown-up Humvee or something.
Right.
Back then it was everybody was part of the war. And let's be honest, a drunken sailor back then is kind of surprising he kissed a woman. Let's be brutally honest there.
Right? Yes. Radar. Great point. What if it was a dude? Right? Would they still put #MeToo on it? Doubtful. But
I don't know if they would have published that picture back in the 40s, back in 45. That would have been...
No, they definitely wouldn't have.
People's heads would have exploded.
Right? Ugh. Sorry, I don't know what happened, but I'm allergic to all the bullshit going on right now. Anyways, back to the Democratic primary race, whatever. I don't know. Amy, oh, fuck me. Klobuchar, I don't know. She's from fucking Minnesota, so say it with a Minnesotan accent, and there you go. So she's running. Again, don't know who that is. Is it Julian or Julian? Right? I'm assuming it's this dude's Spanish because he's got the little thing, but it's over the A, so I don't know. But then the last name is Castro. So is it Julian or Julian? Because I know Jose is spelled with a J, but it's pronounced with an H. And when, Spanish people type ha 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 on a keyboard, they do J-A, 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 J-A. So it's ja, 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 but it's ha 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 ha, right? See, that's what they do, right? So I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. I don't try to speak Spanish. Again, I think the only word I really know is puta. So, and that name's been taken. John Hickenlooper, that's a fun name, is undeclared right now, but he's Colorado's former government, and he's testing whether a can-do centrist has any juice with today's Democratic base. Oh, good God, yes. Pete Buttigieg from Indiana.
The names just keep getting better.
These names are amazing. Jay Inslee is undeclared. Steve Bullock is undeclared. Eric Holder, undeclared. Michael Bloomberg, undeclared. Andrew Yang, running. Yang is a businessman who founded Venture for America, which seeks to revitalize struggling urban centers by training and fostering entrepreneurs in cities like Detroit and New Orleans. Signature policy, the 44-year-old was running on a platform of a universal basic income. No. Absolutely fucking not. No. No. How does that work?
Well, it doesn't. But why don't they just be like, just keep more of your paycheck and we won't tax you to pay for all this dumb shit?
Right? Ugh. Like seriously, why do we have to be taxed? I don't understand. But no, so that is something I do not agree with. And that's something that my favorite person in the world, Miss Alexandria Ocelot-Cortez, put into her new green bill, right? Or new green deal. Even though in the past she has said, and she ran on a platform that said the New Deal back in, olden times was a terrible thing for America and it absolutely ruined this country. Ugh. But then she goes on, in these, more recent interviews, she's like, the New Deal was awesome. And it's like, well, make up your goddamn mind! Right? Exactly, Joe. This Green New Deal that she's got is the Communist Manifesto in modern times, right? So, one, it's a basic living wage or a basic income for everyone, even those who are, quote, unable or unfucking willing, unquote, to work. I may have added a word or two in there. It happens. Oh, fucking hell. Ugh. So, anyways, right, insert Russian propaganda video. Right? It was the Russians! Oh, wait, that's right. They came back and they were like, there's no evidence. Anyways, so there's that basic universal income, even for people who don't want to work. So what is going to drive people to fucking work? Because I know myself and my doctors, I work in surgery. And we've talked about this a lot. And, if they do a universal income for everyone, nobody is going to want to work, which means no farmer is going to want to plow a field if he can get paid to not plow said field. Giggity. Mostly because plow something.
That's what she said,
right? I know. Work, because there's no incentive to work if the government's just going to fucking pay you to just sit on your ass and not do anything. No one's going to want to fucking work because that's how people are. And especially my generation, right? We're so fucking instant gratification. We're so gimme now. We're not worried about down the road. We're thinking, how is this going to affect me right now in this moment? And is it going to affect me in a positive way or in a negative way? And if it's negative, we're not going to fucking do it. That's my generation. And, it sucks that this has come. But even, the people younger than me, they're even fucking worse, right? So now you're rewarding people to have no drive, no incentive. There goes the American, the fundamentals of A, the American dream, and B, our fucking society and the way that our fucking everything fucking works here, right? Ugh, I need Benadryl. Fuck my life. Right? Have it, huh? I'll plow that field for free.
Now, I will counter with this. So I was reading an article the other day. I don't know, it's a while ago now. But with automation and mechanization coming in and taking over a lot of the meaningless jobs, I mean, not saying meaningless jobs, but the mindless entry-level jobs, like even here in Podunk, South Dakota, you can go to McDonald's and never talk to a person. And they can drop the fries with the machine and just basically do everything with the machine and just give you your Big Mac and your fries and be on your way.
Right.
So,
but at the same time, but you're going to need someone to service those machines, right? What happens if they break down? You're going to need someone who can service them. How are you going to get the food to said store? And if with this universal basic income, who's going to do that? Because, and then, if people do that, now you can charge an exorbitant amount of money for the goods and services that you provide, because everyone, again, is getting a basic income, so they should be able to afford things, right? Everyone should be. Ugh.
Well, but it's just gonna hyperinflation then, and
right?
It's gonna be like the Soviet Union, where everyone got a pittance to build tanks in the factory or whatever they did in Soviet Russia.
Right, or modern day Venezuela, right? If you want to look at fucking inflation and what it does to a country, let's just look a little bit to the south.
Right.
And it's right there.
And you're gonna they can't even afford fucking toilet paper. That's fucking ridiculous.
Right. But they have a universal basic income. So why aren't the people happy? I'll wait.
That I don't know. I don't think because they can't afford shit.
Oh,
I mean,
that's right. Damn it. They have to choose between buying a toothbrush or toothpaste and eating for the day.
And not just eating, but they're eating they don't have anything, it's rice or whatever. It's, a lot of it's crap. It's not like they're, eating ribeyes and, I wasted my money and now I have to not brush my teeth or wipe my ass. Right. Ugh.
But no, okay. So then there's what else is part of this communist manifesto? This bitch. Sorry, this hooker, right? Since we're doing a hooker count because I haven't been here for a while. Wants to completely get rid of all air travel within the next 10 years.
I don't know how that's going to work either.
And then, but she wants to, she doesn't want to, just completely do away with, intercontinental travel. So we're going to have a high-speed, train, like a bullet train, if you will, to travel around the continental United States. So everyone in Alaska and Hawaii, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, fuck all you guys. I guess. I don't know.
I maybe they're gonna have a tunnel for the train that goes like a glass tube.
Ooh.
like a hamster tube, and then you can look at the sharks and dolphins and turtles and shit when you're on your way down there. That'd be sweet. I would take that. I would take that over a plane.
Right. But oh god. Yes, no. Okay, so she wants to get rid of all air travel. Because, it's damaging to the environment or whatever. Which, a lot of celebrities and politicians are all about we need to do good for the fucking environment, blah, blah, blah. Carbon damage to the world, blah, 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 as they fly around in their private jets.
And then they get off their private jet and then lecture us about my pickup blowing smoke out the tailpipe or something.
Exactly. Oh, Diaz. The people of Flint, Michigan, this is not a new thing with their water crisis. President Obama had 8 years to deal with it, and he didn't do shit. So let's just remember that. You really want to go there? Cheeto and Command. Whatever, dude. It's fine. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Oh, and then She wants to completely rebuild every single structure in the United States, which is somewhere around 150 million buildings, they estimated, that needs to be retrofitted for, I guess, to be more eco-friendly, and have all of that done within 10 years. And building this massive train network, but has no idea how we're going to pay for it.
We're not going to pay for it. It's going to be free.
Oh, that's right.
The train ferries are going to come in the night and install our new trains for free. Like Santa Claus. They're going to have one awesome Santa Claus of trains, I guess. And they're going to go that way.
Sorry, grabbing pussy on command. That's been proven to not be a thing. But that's cool. Also, no one had an issue with Donald Trump before he started to run for president. Ever. No one called him a racist. No one said, he groped me. No one said jack shit about him in a negative way before he started to run. So, that's fine. All right, so back to this list of fucking candidates. Eric Stilwell, Jeff Merkley, Terry McAuliffe, John Kerry is undeclared, Michael Bennett, undeclared, Tim Ryan, Who's John Delaney? Former Maryland congressman, has been running for president since July 2017 without much to show for it.
Was that the dude who was like a paratrooper and the major? There was one guy who was a major, and he was a paratrooper infantry guy or something. And I just read his bio one night because I was bored. And he dropped, I think he was dropping out, or he hasn't got any traction, which is, I don't know.
I'm not
neither
sure.
here nor there.
I do know there's currently 27 people running on the Democratic card right now. 27.
So which one is the DNC going to pick? Because we kind of learned in the last election, it doesn't matter what the voters want.
Right.
Because
it's
they're
rigged.
just going to pick who they want.
Ugh. But wait, no, the presidential election was rigged. No, it wasn't. It was a DNC primary. And, like, all this evidence came out. God, sometimes talking to people who are more on the left is like talking to a bunch of anti-vaccination people, and that you can slap them upside the head with fact after fact after fucking fact, and yet they're still just, they don't fucking get it. They're like, no, this is not true. I read an article on BuzzFeed, because that's a fucking reliable source.
Yeah, they get their news from like College Humor, BuzzFeed, and The Onion, and they think they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
College Humor is funny sometimes, though.
Ridiculous. But, anyways, it's break time. I have been going on for a while, so we're going to do a quick break, and when we come back, Raider and I are going to finish up the show. I'm doing a short show tonight, you guys, mostly because I'm still not feeling good, so you'll get over it. I don't know what to tell you, except, yeah, you'll get over it. So we shall be back shortly, everyone. Yeah, fuck, I don't forget how to fucking do this. Damn it!
Take this photograph, tell me what it is you see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. A few are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
I can see myself inside your tired eyes. Come with me and take my bloody hand. Oh, 'cause the beast you seek is hiding in this man. Oh, 'cause the beast you seek is hiding in this man. Yeah, I love to love you exactly as you are. Tell me, what do you do to cover up your scars? Follow me and I will lead you through the other side. Uncovering, discovering what's through the great divide. You were lost, and so was I. We couldn't fight our fate to be here by design. Your heart is broken in two. You'll fall in love with me while I'm breaking into you. You'll fall in love with me while I'm breaking into you. You'll fall in love with me while I'm breaking into you. What do breaking into you. You'll fall in love with me while I'm breaking into you. And you'll fall in love with me while I'm breaking into you.
And we are back. Thank you guys so much for sticking around over the break with us. We really, really appreciate it. Once again, I'm Minx, and I'm joined by the one and only Radar.
Hey,
Hello,
what's up?
Right? Who's the new kid in town, I guess. I don't know.
You're right. I'm very, very new. I'm green. I'm the FNG.
The fucking new guy, which
That's
makes
right.
sense. You're wearing like a green hoodie in your profile picture, so
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
wear green.
Yeah, it makes my eyes greener.
Interesting. Goodness, Bailey. I'll be the Monica to your Bill. Talking to ice. Damn. Feel like I might. Gotta be careful with that, Bailey. Like, Mom and fucking Spanky run around with the fucking chanclas ready to whip hookers in the head, so just be careful. Like, make sure your duck game is on point. Anyways, so I really I have an issue with the state of Oregon right now. Mostly because, one, the people don't know how to pump their own gas. Like, this is a fact. This is a proven fact, right? They don't know how to pump their own gas. They freaked out when they had to do it. Anyways, they now want to lower the voting age to 16. Because if I know one thing, it's that I was of sound mind at 16 years old to really be like, you know what? I'm going to make a difference in this country.
When I was 16, I thought it would be a good idea to join the Marine Corps. So
No, see, I was never that insane.
it takes a special
It
special
does.
level.
It really does.
Maybe it's because my parents vaccinated me.
Right? Oh my God, seriously, what the fuck is up with everyone not vaccinating their goddamn kids?
Wait, isn't Oregon one of the places that has the measles now because people
It's-
don't want to
It's
vaccinate their
Clark,
kids?
It's Clark County, which is, where is that, Washington?
Sure.
Right? I don't, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know. Right? Exactly, Stephen. Why not lower it to 12? Right? Because obviously they're of sound mind.
Sound enough to get married.
In Mexico.
Well,
Right?
whatever.
I know. Like, semantics. Whatever. But still. No, so, okay. So they hope to put it before voters in 2020. Younger Oregonians, I don't know, should have a, quote, chance to participate in the ballot about decisions that affect their homes, their clean air, their future, their schools, and as we've seen, their very lives. Democratic State Senator Shima Fagan, God, I really want to call her a different word, but Mixer will get mad. It rhymes with Baggett. Said at a Monday press conference announcing the measure. Teens are, quote, begging us to take action to protect their future, she added. I seriously doubt that. OPB, there we go, reported that she referenced the student activist from Parkland, Florida, who launched the Never Again movement in the wake of the 2018 mass shooting at their high school. I haven't really seen much, if anything, of that movement. I was expecting more.
Well, like any good movement, it got flushed. So.
Right? Like any good bowel movement, it was flushed away. So several Oregon student activists spoke at the press conference about why they deserve the right to vote before the age of 18. I wonder if David Hogg was there.
I'm sure he
Probably
was. If not, he was a motivation for it.
Right. Ooh. Sorry, William just said something in Facebook Live that I totally get behind. It's vote against early holiday decorating.
Yes.
I agree. It was Valentine's Day, and so I was the bad girlfriend in that I didn't get anything for the boyfriend beforehand because every time I'd gone to the store, he was right there, and I'm like, I can't get it for him now. And so I went to get his favorite candy, right? Reese's peanut butter. And trying to get, because I had seen the Valentine's Day ones. I'm like, I'll just get those. So it was, Valentine's Day, and I went to the store because I was alone and he was still at work, and they had fucking Easter shit out. And I'm like, we still have 12 hours left.
I'm not even bullshitting. The Walmart here had 4th of July stuff on pallets.
No.
Out in the garden center. And I'm like, it's fucking February. It's 10 below out and snowing. As much as I want to shoot off fireworks and sit in this American flag lawn chair, it's not that time yet.
Right. So, thanks, Michael. I missed you. I don't know who you are. But yeah, so this kid, a high school senior named Maria Torres, who was probably paid off and is actually probably in her 20s, but, looks younger, says, we need to be able to take our work to the ballot and protect the policies we're working so hard to pass. Why are you creating policies? You're still in high school. I have questions. What policies are you talking about? And why should I listen to you? You're still in high school. So pressing issues affecting young people have brought the voting age down before. It used to be 21 before the 26th Amendment lowered it to 18. The amendment was fueled in part by teenagers facing the draft for Vietnam War, which had become increasingly unpopular, right? Which makes sense. If you are old enough to go and die for your country, you are old enough to vote in it. I fully support the 26th Amendment. I agree with it.
But you should also 100%. Be old enough to buy a beer.
Right? Yeah, I agree with that too. But, we'll get to that. So, I do not agree with it being lowered to 16. You should be worried about getting your driver's license and making it to your senior year of high school where you are introduced to the subject of government and how it fucking works. I know in California, where I was born and raised, we had a semester of government and a semester of economics our senior year, right? So we're 17, 18 years old, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, as you're about to leave and go to college, here's a little bit on how government works. What? Getting your pick wet? Oh, dick wet. Oh. Right. Don't distract me. Anyways, fucker, I have ADD, you asshole. Where the fuck was I? God damn it. What can I throw at him? So anyways, at 16 years old, a sophomore, you have not learned anything about the government, let alone why we have it the way it's set up, like why we've got the Electoral College. All you see is, more people voted for the bad, the bad orange man bad. So why didn't Hillary win? She got more votes. It's like this is not how this works, though, right? And the fact that so many people, especially the younger people, are all about we need to completely eradicate the Electoral College. All that does is tell me you need another crash course on how government works and why we need the Electoral College, because if not, literally there's 4 areas of the United States that would control every single election. And that's not okay, because that leaves out the majority of the country. Because those 4 areas, what is it? Like San Bernardino County, the Austin, Houston area of Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, and then up in the New England areas. Those 4 areas would control, and Chicago, 5, whatever. Those 5 areas would control every single election. And that's not okay, because that means the government is not an equal representation of the entire population that is, the United States.
Well, and that's...
Did I get back on track? I don't know.
We're kind of on track. But we are a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy.
Yeah, and people don't... I think you bring up a good point, is that, people don't realize that. They're like, we're a democracy. No, we're not. We're not. We're, like you said, we are a constitutional republic, and there's a difference.
But maybe that's what they need to start teaching them. And maybe they should start teaching it 8th grade. I think I had a civics class, I want to say maybe it was my freshman year of high school, but we started that stuff pretty young. But I'm old, though, too. I mean, I'm not ice old, but I'm still pretty old. So back then, we still studied that stuff. Mm-hmm. But we also learned how to balance a checkbook. We also learned how to write in cursive. So that's all stuff at least my kids don't got to
do that. I'm the only person in my family that can decipher what my grandma writes.
Right.
She's got that freaking super elaborate calligraphy style of cursive. I'm literally the only one who can decipher it. It's like hieroglyphics, I guess, to everyone else. I'm like, this is what she said. How can you not read this?
But it's so pretty, that old timey calligraphy type, because my grandma was the same way. My mom writes like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And it is just gorgeous. I wish everyone wrote like that, but I don't know.
Right. Freaking. Is it Steven or Stefan? Whatever. Stefan says, if the kids are old enough to vote in the state elections, but not in the federal elections, will they get a kitty ballot with a free fidget spinner? And then William goes on to say, they serve ice cream and have balloon animals. Ha, 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 ha.
If they have a bounce house or a ball pit, I'm in.
Right? Ari, I don't agree that the Electoral College is outdated at all. I think the Founding Fathers, honestly, were super ahead of their time to realize, hey, not everyone is going to live in the fucking city. So, the reason why we had a revolution is because we weren't being represented. There was no representation of, the former oppressive government here. And, and our voice was not being heard at all in Parliament. So we're not going to repeat that. And so I think having the Electoral College really helped because, otherwise Radar would have no voice at all, right? He lives in fucking bumfuck South Dakota where, bison still roam. And, he would have no say at all. Like, no one in South Dakota would have a voice on how anything in this country would be run. And why is that not, like, why is that fair for them? You know, like, why should it only be LA County or San Bernardino County that decides on how the rest of the country is going to run? California is in fucking ruins. I don't know if anyone else sees it, but it's in fucking ruins, which is why year after year after year here recently, there is a mass exodus out of the state of California because of fucking decades of voting for the same fucking people, and the same policies have ruined that state. Right? It's unlivable. You can't fucking survive there. Doctors can't fucking survive there. Right? It's like surgeons who get paid easily, you know, 400, like, you know, close to $1 million, like, you know, $500,000, can't afford to live out there.
But the people who are on assistance and get free housing or cheap housing can afford to live there.
Right? Somehow. I don't know how.
Now, see,
like my sister works, she does HR. She lives in California. She makes 6 figures, and like well into these 6 figures a year. She can hardly afford a 1-bedroom apartment in a good part of town. 1 bedroom. And yet I'm over here, I just bought a house on a fucking half acre of land for under $200,000.
Don't tell them that, though, because what they're doing is they're moving out of California because
I know, and they're coming
sucks.
to Texas. Ugh. They're
coming
like,
everywhere, and then they're like, your place kind of sucks. We want it more like California, so you can't have guns.
Right?
And you can't do all this fun stuff, and you're going to do what we say because now we're moving here. Right. And it's like, you left there because you fucked it up. Don't come fuck my place up. I like where I live, even though it's cold and shitty and snowy. Like, I like the fact that I can put a pistol in my pickup and go to work. I don't have to worry about that shit.
Right? Ugh. Anyways. So, no, I do not agree. I do not think a 16-year-old who has not even had a crash course into why our government is set up the way it is set up should be allowed to vote. I don't think so. Oh, you want to know what California has been, like, you know, voting on, but yet it still hasn't been a thing? A high-speed motherfucking train. And it passes each fucking election. And, like, oh, my fucking God. I would get, you know, like, an absentee ballot, right? Because, you know, I was in the Army, so I wasn't there. And every time it would be, you know, there'd be a little thing on there like, you know, fund the train that would, you know, connect Northern and Southern California, a high-speed train, and, you know, it'll get you there, like, as fast as a plane. And, like, you'll get from L.A. to San Francisco in an hour. They're like, cool, yeah, no, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. This is convenient. I have been voting on that since I was 18 until I became not a citizen of California. And it still hasn't broken the ground. It hasn't even begun being built.
But haven't they spent a bunch of money from it, though?
Yes. They have.
Makes sense.
It does, right? It does. Ugh. Fucking, ugh. The state's the worst.
Are they going to finish it right after they finish that bridge to Hawaii? Is
Probably.
that the plan or what?
It's probably what they're going to do. They're like, oh, wait, no. We can just fucking build a bridge to Hawaii through the Pacific Ocean. Because why not? So have you been keeping track with that Jesse? Is it Jesse or Jussie?
I don't know.
I don't know either. The mullet dude from Empire.
Oh, S-mullet?
Yes. Samullet? Is it like Samorit? But
Skullet?
Right? Skillet? I don't know. Is it Jussie? I don't know. Or is it like hussy? Because the J is supposed to be pronounced like an H.
Maybe it's like Jesse or something. Because he's an actor. And
I like hussy.
Hussy. Yes,
Yeah.
he's hussy. Hussy Skullet.
Yeah. Juicy mullet? Exactly, cause. Yes. So hussy mullet is on, that show Empire. Well, allegedly last month he was a victim of a hate crime, allegedly, which I called bullshit on as soon as it, was a thing. I was like, there's no way in Chicago, of all places. Like, don't get me wrong, there are Trump supporters up in Chicago. They're not going to do this, though. Like, they're not going to be, one, why are you out and about at 2 a.m. on, like, a Thursday night? Or what was it, Monday night even? I don't fucking know. But he's like, what are you doing out and about at 2 a.m.? Why aren't you in bed? 2, no Trump supporter is going to be out and about Tuesday at 2 in the morning on a work night because they have work the next day. It's just not going to happen. So there's that. 3, you gave the police redacted phone records. What are you trying to hide? 4, now you're no longer cooperating with police, which I didn't realize was a thing, that you could just tell the police when they're like, hey, we're the police, we would like to talk to you. I didn't know you could be like, no, I'm not coming in. You can't question me. Like, I thought you pretty much had to go in. I could be wrong.
Especially if you're the victim, you'd think you'd want to talk to them and give them everything that you had. Right. If somebody assaulted me, even half as heinously as this guy allegedly was, I'd be like, yeah, here's my phone, here's my wife's phone, here's my whatever. You find these dudes who did this to me.
Right.
Not, I'll talk to you in a little bit about it. I have, acting to do.
Right. So they're saying, though, alleged, he was on the show Empire, and his character was scheduled to be, written off. And then this happens. And so it's a little bit of a coincidence where you're like, I call bullshit. I'm going to start sneezing again because of all of it. So there's that whole thing where it was, he orchestrated this to not be kicked off of the show, right? But then it was this whole we're looking for 2 white men that assaulted this, gay black man, which I guarantee you, no Trump supporter, if you want to racially stereotype them, if you will, you racist bastards. So they're not even going to know who this dude is. Let's be honest, right? The stereotypical Trump supporter that the media has painted as some sort of racist, redneck, hillbilly motherfucker, right? Who's all about they're taking our jobs, right? They're not even going to fucking know who this cat is, because I didn't fucking know. I'm like, who the hell is this? They're not going to fucking know him. They're not going to recognize him at 2 in the morning in a dimly lit area. Are you fucking kidding me? 2, what person is walking around Chicago, right? Again, let's remember where we're at in this whole drama. Right? So the setting is Chicago, which is a huge liberal, leftist, communist community, which is also a gun-free zone, but yet they have more murders every single day than literally the rest of the country combined by guns. Let's just remember that as well, right? Anyways, no, who's walking around Chicago at 2 in the morning with a fucking rope and a canister full of bleach? Who does
maybe
that?
they're looking for one of those crazy hookers that'll do literally anything.
Fucking hookers. No. Right? But then, so there's my, another thing that I've got a question about. And then like, you know, again, number 5, or I lost count of where I was. Anyways, why is it that the men that allegedly assaulted this dude, tell me why they turned out to be Nigerian?
No one can. They're still waiting on their brother, the prince, to send them those checks.
Right? Like, god damn. Like, so now it's turning into like, oh, okay, so you orchestrated this whole thing, and as soon as, you know, that even got, you know, a breath of life of like, oh yeah, so you orchestrated this? Now all of a sudden, this dude is no longer cooperating with police, which, if you are truly the victim of this heinous assault, like if this was a real thing, if it actually fucking happened, why would you not cooperate with the police and do whatever you had to do to get whoever it was that did this to you behind jail? Because if it truly was a hate crime, it's unacceptable. Especially in today's society. There is no need for that at all. And I get it. Some people are still assholes. I'm not denying that. You know, racism goes both ways, right? And, you know, there are people out there who still are like that. I don't agree with that. Like, personally, that's not me. I think it's fucking retarded to not like someone simply based on the color of their skin. I don't think you should attack them for that. But hey, that's just fucking me, right? So, if you really are the victim of an assault like this, in my mind, you would do anything in your power, like anything possible, to make sure that these dudes are caught, and you would cooperate to the fullest extent and be like, you would willingly give up information like, oh, you want my phone? Here, take it. Right? Instead of being like, nah, I'm going to give you a redacted version of some shit. A lot of it's going to be blacked out. If you want the unredacted thing, you're going to need a warrant. It's like, who does that? So there's that. So, what was I going to say? So, his character is no longer being cut from the show Empire because of this. So instead of what is team? The report comes. Admin reports that this dude concocted a staged attack against himself after receiving a racist letter addressed to him, failed to evoke a bigger reaction. When the letter didn't get enough attention, he concocted the staged attack. A source told CBS 2's Brad Edwards, who reported other sources corroborated that information. So a letter with white powder was sent January 22nd to a Chicago set where Empire was filming in the days leading up to the alleged staged attack. Chicago police spokesperson Anthony whatever confirmed to CNN that hazmat team was called after the letter was discovered. The substance was crushed up aspirin.
On a set like that, I'm surprised they didn't snort it to figure out what it was.
Like, oh, shit. Sweet. Ugh. But no. It was aspirin. And so, I saw another article about this dude, this hussy dude, and he is no stranger to lying to the police. In 2007, he got a DUI and then lied to police about some other shit and was in jail for like 3 years over it. Or he pleaded guilty to lying to police and like, yeah. So he's got a history of doing this.
But I don't know. I know a lot of people that lie to the cops, mostly about being sober. Yeah, I've only had 2 beers, but yeah, how can this guy keep doing it?
I don't know.
Like, and then be believed. That's what I don't know.
I don't know, but like the fake hate crimes going around is getting ridiculous, right? So you've got this hussy dude, David J, who doesn't have rope and bleach in the car. I mean, I don't. I keep mine next to a new shovel and a bag of lime. Ha ha ha. Nick, let's talk about the military. Let's not. Nick, if you want to talk about military stuff, you come back here on Thursdays for Sergeant's Time. This is not my show. Also, I didn't pull up any news articles about the military because, again, I don't talk about that. This is my show. Can we talk about suicide? All right, Nick. What you want to talk about? Like veteran suicide or what? And how it's completely unacceptable? Because we can go there if you want. Now we wait. Right? The fucking delay and fucking the worst. But anyways, so yeah, no, the fake hate crimes that's going on right now is just absolutely, it's not acceptable, right? Short and sweet, it's not acceptable. You know, these kids from that high school, Covington Catholic High School, and how they were smeared on being this group of just racist kids, and how they accosted this elderly man, and then the immediate reaction from the left hand side of the media to the celebrities calling for a school shooting is unacceptable. You know, I thought we learned our lesson with Judge Kavanaugh and his hearing about not fucking jumping to conclusions on something and waiting for all the evidence to get in and processed, and instead of just making, what the fuck happened to journalists actually doing, journalism and doing their fucking job and being researchers on a subject. I mean, there was a disturbance at the Lincoln Memorial. Maybe we should get all the fucking information before we're hey, so we got one video and it looks as though this kid is he's smirking at this Native American hate crime. To where, and it just starts this fire. It's like everything in our society right now has gasoline poured on it, and we're just waiting for someone to come around with a fucking match and dropping it on there. And the biggest thing that's burning up right now is everyone on the left absolutely hates everyone on the right who might somewhat kind of agree or support our fucking president. And I don't understand, right? It has turned these people who are supposed to be, celebrities, which, one, I don't understand why anyone gives a fuck about what anyone from Hollywood has to say, but they fucking do. But why is it that these people who are all about hashtag me too and these people are preying on children, blah blah blah, and we need to ban guns because the kids they were calling for this Covington Catholic High School to be shot up. One of them, I forget who it was. It would not surprise me if it was Kathy Griffin. I think it was her or someone else. But literally put on Twitter, I will pay someone money to go shoot up that school. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the same group of people who wants to completely outlaw all the weapons because of mass shootings at schools. And now you're calling for one? Who the fuck are you? Right? Exactly, William. I mean, who? She is literally a hooker. Let's be honest.
Is one in the hooker count, or
No,
is that That's several.
I'm not sure, but I don't know.
Well, David J. goes to AOC for his economic needs.
Oh, I bet, right? I mean, who wouldn't? Someone who had no idea how to save money so she could get an apartment in D.C. even though she lives in New York. And, like, let's be honest, it's not that far of a commute. And it's not like Congress is in session every fucking day.
Well, and didn't she just get like $10 million or something for like her life story or some shit like that?
Yeah.
You can't afford an apartment on $10 million? Like,
right?
I don't know.
Well, and then, so her latest controversy is that her boyfriend, who is not in Congress or in the government at all, has a government email address somehow.
Is it on Hillary's server?
It might be. No, remember that got smashed with a hammer.
Oh yeah, what server? We don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I wouldn't admit to it. I wouldn't if I was dating her. I'd be like, no, sorry, I'm actually single.
Right.
And I couldn't. Nope.
Right. What are you eating over there? Yeah, I'm looking at you, fucking fruit snacker. Ugh. But so Nick Sandman, who is, the teen from Covington High School, who was literally standing there not doing anything to provoke anybody, has sued Washington Post for defamation. And they're seeking $250 million. The lawsuit says the Post wrongfully targeted and bullied Nicholas because he was the white Catholic student wearing a red Make America Great Again souvenir cap on a school field trip to the January 18th March for Life in Washington, D.C., when he was unexpectedly and suddenly confronted by Nathan Phillips, a known Native American activist who beat a drum and sang loudly within inches of his face. The lawsuit filed by lawyers Todd V. McMurtry and Lynn L. Wood in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Kentucky.
Do you think that's going to get any traction, though?
I think it
honestly. Or is it going to be one of those deals where they just settle it out of court? Like, here's $1 million, kids, shut up and go away. And then the lawyers are going to take 90% of it.
Right. So I think because of how much media attention this got before it was realized, like, oh wait, he wasn't this kid didn't do anything wrong, and the amount of hate and like it said, the bullying that this kid received, I don't think they're going to settle. I think they're going to try to get them for as much as they can, and trying to settle it quietly out, and not in the public eye, I think would be a mistake on these lawyers' parts, because these lawyers right now have a chance to make an example out of the Washington Post and to these quote-unquote journalists that, hey, your actions have consequences. Yes, there is freedom of the press to an extent, right? Because, right to free speech, freedom of free speech, whatnot, those end where his rights begin. And because of your free speech, he was getting death threats. So that is no longer, I don't think that is covered under free speech at that point.
No, I don't think it is either, but I don't know. A normal jury should award some damages for it. I agree. with that. And it's nice to see someone kind of being held accountable
Right.
for
Yes.
for spreading that kind of stuff. And Alex Rotorhead Loser in Mixer, is talking about the old Native American guy being the Spec Ops wannabe and a recon ranger, but he was actually AWOL the whole time.
Right.
He never even went to Vietnam. That dude that busted him was pretty funny. He was on the Monday edition, I think he was on. They had him on. He was pretty good.
Yeah. So it's I don't think right. Willie, what about the television woman leading him on in an interview, which again is not free speech at all. But I think that these lawyers need to pursue this to the fullest extent in the legal system and in the court system, because they need to hold this media outlet accountable and set an example. Like I said, set an example out of them to be like, listen, you can't get away with berating people. And not only that, berating innocent people, or even, go a step further, berating children and having death threats and, calls for a mass shooting at their school. That's not okay.
Well, and how much of that is the people responding after the story broke without, and I totally blame the Washington Post and all those news outlets who jumped all over it and were like, hey, look at this. Look what this kid's doing. He's harassing this Vietnam vet and all this. And,
because,
didn't bother to watch the other videos.
Well, and that's just it. They saw the headline, right? Mm-hmm. They just have to say a few trigger words and it sets the fire going. And it's, Trump's teen Trump supporter altercation with Native American. And it's automatically everyone on the left, the media, fucking Hollywood, they jump to the automatic conclusion of, oh, this Trump supporter is a racist and the Native American is the victim. When in fact that wasn't it.
They're all about, whenever they get a chance to, it's that same fake hate crime we're talking about with Scullett or whatever that dude's name is. They were all over Twitter, all over any social media outlet saying, hey, look at this, look what happened, blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as it comes out that it's not quite the story they were sold at the beginning, they retract everything and they fall back on their previous tweets and they delete it and like, whoa, we should wait for the investigation to be completed before we jump to conclusions. And they like you said, throwing gasoline on the fire. Just call it what it is and say you hate Trump and you hate everyone who agrees with him. Right?
No matter how small. Someone could just be, all someone could do is just be like, you know what? Yeah, no, I think border security is the thing. And I think that, we need to worry about protecting our border. And it's automatically, oh, you're a racist. You hate all immigrants. No. Like, pause. Stop. I don't hate immigrants. Like, personally, me, do I think there should be a wall? Fuck yeah, I do. Every other country has one. Why the fuck can't we?
And they all have walls that we paid for.
Right?
We paid for their walls.
Right? I'm like, we've helped other countries pay for their fucking walls. So, my whole thing is, I'm totally for immigration. I think it's absolutely amazing. America is considered a melting pot because everyone wants to come here. That being said, get in line like the rest of the fuckers who had to. Right? Even my fucking ancestors had to get on a fucking boat and, like, before they could even do that, they had to fucking put their name on a goddamn list to be like, hey, we want to go.
Right.
And then they fucking went. But they fucking stood in line, they put their name on a list, and they got here the right way. They didn't just fucking, they didn't just think, you know what, I'm going to go for a swim across the Atlantic Ocean. They didn't fucking do that.
Well, and then when they got here, they were like quarantined to make sure they didn't have any crazy diseases and all this. I mean, there was protocols, there was things in place to process all of these immigrants that came over from Ireland or Poland or wherever in Europe or wherever in Africa or whatever they came from, China. But there was a process there. And I'm up in the air on the wall. I think we need more border security, but I think we also need to be able to process those who come in. And if you have ports of entry, you have a wall where you don't want people to go, and you have ports of entry for people to come in and be processed and have a medical examination, stuff like that, then it's a good idea.
Right.
But when we look at, like, I'm in the middle. I didn't vote for Trump, and I didn't vote for Hillary. But if I put something on Facebook that says I'm not a big fan of whatever the Democrats are doing, every left-leaning friend of mine jumps on my shit and they're like, oh, you're going to vote for Trump and you're going to be all Trumpy and blah, 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 blah. And that's not the way it is at all. But if I put something criticizing Donald Trump, my right-handed friends are like, well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe we agree with you, maybe we don't. It's not an attack. It's not you're racist, you're a sexist, you're a whatever ist you want to put in on
You're
it.
a bigot. Fucking
Yes.
Their favorite word to fucking shout out. You're a bigot. Am I? But no, that's just it. Like, you see that, and that's the stark differences between, a lot of people on, like, left or right. It's that, those of us more, like, midline, and we're like, I kind of get both sides. Everyone in blue, and, like, especially those who are, socialist in nature, automatically become super violent at the audacity that someone does not think the way that they do. But on the right, they're like, meh. Okay.
Well, and the all those candidates you were listing off earlier, it seems like the more left-leaning they are, the more traction they're getting, and especially in these early primaries.
That's scary, is that, everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're so progressive. No, they're not. Like, they're trying to turn the United States into, so, like, communist-controlled Germany, East Berlin even. Like, I don't know if anyone, thanks, Polo, for hosting us. Like, I don't know if anyone has ever been to Germany, or, like, if you're stationed in Germany, if you've gone to Berlin and done, like, a tour of the city. Former East Berlin is still, to this day, trying to recover from when they were under communist control.
Right.
And the differences between East and West Berlin, a fucking city, is absolutely amazing. Like, the building structure is different. The infrastructure on how this building was, or the city was even, built, completely different. West Berlin, all the electrical wires, all the plumbing, it's underground where it should be. East Berlin, it's all above. It's all above ground. There's fucking rail tracks throughout East Berlin. That's not in West Berlin. Because, the people couldn't fucking afford cars. So they had to do public transportation. They didn't have a fucking choice. And it's like you want to bring us to that point, and communism, socialism is the number one killer of human beings in history. It's killed, this idea has killed hundreds of millions of people, and it's why are we striving for this? Like, and that's the part that I don't understand. The people who, like, and I try to be understanding of other people's points of views and, like, try to understand where they're coming from. But there's some things that I don't understand. One being, why would you not vaccinate your kid? We have literally eradicated diseases because of vaccines, and you're choosing not to get them done. I don't understand your thinking. I think you're dumbass. But, whatever. I guess your kid only has to live till they're, 8? And then you're like, well, bye, Tommy. And there goes little Tommy, like, into the fucking dirt. Another thing that I don't understand, and I can't get behind no matter how hard I try, is this idea of socialism, because the end goal of socialism is communism. And communism kills people. And I don't get it. You know, what I do understand is that on paper, yes, socialism looks great. Like, oh yeah, equal share of everything for everybody around. It's going to be awesome. But in real life, like, that's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. And you can't have a country be sustained on either of those styles of government, because it just doesn't work. And there is no right way for it.
But they're using this term progressive, you know, and that harkens back to the Woodrow Wilsons, to the FDRs and all that. So they're trying to they're trying to use that guy. And if you look at some of the original New Deal, there was a lot of socialist, you know, Social Security being one, and other, and a lot of that was found to be unconstitutional back in the day. So what FDR did was he just added 2 more justices to the Supreme Court that would vote his way. And that's the only reason we got half the stuff we got. And then they say, oh, well, these programs, the New Deal brought us out of the Great Depression, when it was actually the Second World War.
Right?
People were still out of work in 1941, and then all of a sudden, we got to build tanks and planes. Let's go.
Right? Yeah. World War II got us out of the Great Depression.
Not the New Deal, not building the Hoover Dam. That got, 200 people a job. That didn't get the rest of the country a job.
Right.
And they don't understand any of they just kind of take the little bits and snippets of history that they wanted to use, and they're using these terms from 100 years ago to suit their style today, which is, it's nowhere near the same.
Right. Hi Alana. Alana brings up a great point. They should be known as regressive, not progressive. And I agree, because it's taking society, it's taking everything backwards. But that's gonna do it for our show tonight. Radar, you're great. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
I'm glad you had fun. So we are gonna do housekeeping really quickly. So Radar, do you know the show lineup? Because I've been gone for a while, so I don't know what's going still.
I do. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm trying to go off memory.
Yeah,
so
just do the lineup, and then I'll do the guess.
Okay. Thursday night, we have Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky, talking about all things active Army. And then Friday night right now is not scheduled. Saturday, we're doing Tinfoil Times, but I believe that's on a break temporarily.
Oh.
And then I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't seen much traffic on that as of late. Sunday night, we've got Kicking It with Cause with Team Old.
Woo!
Cause and Owl. Yeah. Then Monday, we have the Monday edition with Ice and Flash. Mm-hmm. And they'll be talking, well, Flash will be yelling about Virginia some more. And then Tuesdays is Tied Up Tuesdays again with you.
With me, right? And shut up, Slippy. I did not cause the heist to be fucking annihilated. Over there in Mixer, I can't say anything because then I'll be, rated. Anyway, so upcoming guests. On Monday, February 25th, we have Mayoko, Haikichi. I really hope I said that right. So Mayoko served as an enlisted soldier in the Army and Iowa Army National Guard for nearly a decade, and she deployed to Iraq in 2003. Her job duties included truck driver, unit correspondent, and administrative sergeant. During the deployment, she ran supply convoys, there we go, as well as security and raid missions. So upon her return, Mayoko wrote her company's deployment history for the archives at the Gold Star Museum on Camp Dodge, the Iowa Army and Air National Guard state headquarters. She's also the author of All I Could Be, My Story as a Woman Warrior in Iraq. And then on February 28th, we have Brigadier General Patrick Donahue. So General Donahue is a native of New Jersey, or is it Donahoe? Donahoe. Is a native of New Jersey. Sorry, sir. Who received his commission in May of 1989. Oh, I was 3. Through the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps program at Villanova University. General Donahoe holds a Bachelor of Arts in History, a Master's of Advanced Military Studies, and a Master's of National Security and Strategic Studies. His military education includes the Armor Officer Basic and Advanced courses, and is a graduate of the United States Navy Command and General Staff College and Senior Service College Fellowship at Harvard. Brigadier General Donahoe, is currently serving as the Deputy Commanding General Operations 8th Army in Korea. He'll be joining us on Sergeant's Time to tell us about the upcoming 75th 8th Army anniversary. Hopefully he doesn't get too offended that I was like, oh yeah, I was 3 when you got commissioned. I know
Don't
Ice
worry.
loves it.
I wasn't much older than that, so I was like 9 or 10. So
Like I know Ice. I know he probably missed me making fun of his age for the last 4 months. And be like, oh yeah, I was not born yet when you joined the Army.
he's been too busy sharpening his bronze swords to.
Right? We still use those. But all right, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us for my welcome back show. I'm sorry I'm not doing like a full 3 hours, but I'm sick, so I gotta get to bed and stuff. So, and on that note, I am going to head on out. So, night, y'all.
To be the background noise in strangers' homes. I'm leaving every day to do with you in shallow graves. My body's gone, but you can find my soul in radio up every